today, I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I highly recommend you avoid doing with your social media in 2021. And I'm taking a little bit of my own advice today and actually doing a live stream, which I never did. In fact, I've avoided video for the better part of the last, well, I guess 10 years, which is really kind of ironic since I get paid to speak at places and speak at conferences and do all kinds of other things, but I've just never wanted to get involved with video, but kind of come to see the light. So one of these 5 tips will be really helpful for you if you're avoiding video too. So we're going to jump right in. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time. I plan on doing these live streams hopefully a few times a month. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I'm dropping new videos every single week about business, marketing, and finding life's balance and how to balance being an entrepreneur while also having a family life and kind of prioritizing your mental health and enjoying your own life. And so the first thing we're going to do, though, is jump into number 1 on my list. And that is the number 1 issue I see right now on social media marketing in 2021 is people trying to automate everything. Like, I have clients who call me who want to automate every single thing. Like with artificial intelligence now, it's as if people think that they can just go ahead and hire some robot that's going to go out and just produce content for them and post it for them and post it across like 47 different places all at once, even though none of it's optimized, none of it's strategic, and lots of times it doesn't even reach the right people, but they don't care because they feel like they're checking the box. So if your end goal with social media marketing is to check the box, that's not a great strategy, right? And that's not really a goal at all. And automation kind of plays into that. Automation kind of plays into the lazy marketer's approach to things, which is how can I get the most done, least amount of time, least amount of effort. And I know there's some people out there that specialize in automation and they do great things and they develop fantastic chatbots and all these other things. But if you're like my average viewer, which is like the average social media marketer or the average business owner or the average entrepreneur, automation really is going to depend on the amount of effort you put into strategically automating something. But to think that you can just go out and automate your social media marketing by allowing something to just pull content and tweet it for you, or just go ahead and just like suggest this post and share it and magically people are going to see it and it's somehow going to be strategic, it's probably not going to happen. And it's probably not going to be effective. And automation and all these automation tools that are out there, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, all these LinkedIn, automation oftentimes really sucks. And so until it comes around, or unless you find a strategic way to really apply it and take some time to personalize things, I think for now, automation for most small business owners to a certain degree is something you might want to hold off on it, unless you know it's really on strategy for you, if it's something that really makes sense. There's a lot of tools out there that claim to be automation, that claim to grow your Instagram, tools like Kicksta or Crowdfire or some of these other tools out there that just automate everything. And in some levels it's okay, but on many levels it can get you in trouble. One of my most popular YouTube videos is what to do about a banned Instagram account. And in that video I talk about all the reasons why you could have been banned. And lots of times one of the reasons you were banned is because of automation, right? You wanted to find some way to automate something to skirt around the rules, to see how long you could do it, to see if you got caught or not. And if I had $1 for every single time that someone messaged me saying, dude, why was my Instagram account banned? And then as we explore the reasons, we figure out, oh, it's because you were, automating this and you were going out and following 4,000 people in one day, or you had some sketchy company overseas going and liking photos for you, hoping that Instagram wouldn't catch on, and all of a sudden they did, right? It creates issues. Automation is just that. It's automatic. Sometimes it's great, but lots of times it's not. So vet it. Ask around. If you're looking at an automated tool, ask friends, ask a professional, message me, ask me. I'm happy to help. Comment below if you're using something for automation or if you're thinking about it. Let me know. I test automation tools constantly to see if there's something that my clients could benefit from. So I'm a believer when you take the time to personalize things and do them strategically. But if you're going to automate, make sure you have strategy behind it. Because there are some tools out there that are good, but there's a whole lot of them that promise fast, quick, easy results that don't get you anything. At least not anything that you really want to have at all. So the second thing that I see commonly happening with people that approach me for help with their social media, or they want consulting advice, or they're a startup and they're looking to put together a marketing plan or a strategic background, is they come and they have these all these limitations of how fast it needs to be done, how quickly it needs to be done, how cheap it needs to be done, and hopefully something that it doesn't take really any of their time, and it's not so much if it's effective as much as like we need to just get this done. And social media, unfortunately, isn't what it was back when I got started in 2008. Social media is pay to play for the most part for the average business owner. Now you can go out and find all these different ways to manipulate the algorithms and grow your organic reach. And for some people that'll work. If you're in the right niche and you got enough, creative assets, then fantastic. But for a lot of small business owners who don't have time to be filming little cute little videos all the time and creating fantastic content, and they're just trying to make it through, the best way to make it through is by investing in advertising. But be sure you're doing that strategically also. But taking an approach of like fast and cheap doesn't work. Doesn't really work anymore with social media. And especially if you think you're going to do fast with no budget at all, because having no budget at all, at least in the land of like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and a lot of these places, organic reach is going to be so minute that approaching it with no budget is like peeing in the wind. Like it's really not going to do you any favors by trying to save a dime but still be involved. When I have clients who approach me who say, "Hey, David, we want you to run our social media marketing or consult for us, and we have budget to pay you, but we don't have budget for ads," then my advice to them is always, do not hire me then. Save up your money. Hire me when you have a budget of at least $20 to $30, $40 a day. Then we can work together. Now, if you're a small business watching this, or you're a young person who just started some drop shipping company or private label thing, look, if you only have $10 a day or a $50 a month budget for your Facebook ads, that's going to be better than nothing. But my recommendation would be that you spread that out. So specifically with Facebook, if you have a $50 ad budget for an entire month, I might not blow it all in one day on one ad. I'd probably try to spread it out to try to maximize my organic reach and the paid reach, but we can talk about that another time. The third thing that I see though is on LinkedIn, and it's funny because I see like everybody complaining about this all the time, but yet it continues to happen all the time. And then even see people who complained about this happen, then go out and do it. And that is these stupid automated messages on LinkedIn thanking me for connecting with them, or them saying, "David, I looked at your profile and I think we should connect." Why? Why do you think we should connect? Because I want to network. They don't give me any reason. They say, "Hey, notice we have some fellow friends. Yeah, David, we both have skin and hair on our heads. Think we should connect," right? So here's the deal. Now I know there is like the Lion Network, the LinkedIn, open networking where everybody gets connected and supposedly hands leads around. I've never had that happen to me, ever. And these automated services that go out and just try to grow your LinkedIn network, and they claim these like magical results. If you have 10,000 LinkedIn connections, but none of them know your first name or know anything about you or what you do or would recognize you on the street based off your profile, your LinkedIn profile photo, then you have 10,000 nothings, right? It kind of goes back to this automation thing and this no budget thing and this quick results because we're desperate thing. It's not worth it. And so if you're on LinkedIn using these automated tools, sending out these horribly written messages about us having mutual connections, or my favorite is the people who write to me and say, "Hey, David, noticed you own an agency. We provide leads for agencies." Yada, yada. They haven't read anything about what I do. They don't know anything about my experience. And then they're just like, spray and pray of, "We're going to send out 20,000 of these things and hopefully we get someone." That's certainly a way of doing things, but I'd recommend a different approach. An old book that was written, I don't know, a long time ago, that's still super effective. A super effective approach is by John Nemo. He's really the expert, in my opinion, on LinkedIn, or at least he certainly was when he wrote his book called LinkedIn Riches, which is just a fantastic guide on how to use LinkedIn more effectively, which I'm sure he's updated by now. But why not take the time to actually read about the person that you're trying to connect with and include a personalized note? But don't just shoot off some automated message, because you do that, or you send one that seems personal and then I respond and you respond back with an automated message. Not only are we not going to connect, but you can be guaranteed I won't be sending you any type of leads or any good feelings. And so avoid, if it seems fast and cheap and easy, there's a good chance it's either a scam or it doesn't work or it's ineffective or it's not strategic. And my real issue with fast, cheap, easy, not strategic is that it throws shade on the entire industry. And so what happens is people go out and they say, "Oh, I'm going to do this thing, and it's I'm going to send out 20,000 LinkedIn messages," and then it doesn't work, and you piss off a bunch of people. Well, not only did you piss off a bunch of people, but on top of that, your own opinion of the effectiveness of social media goes down. And so if you're not a social media professional like myself or some of the millions of other people out there that do this for a living, what stinks for you is your impression of the effectiveness of social media is now the "I tried that, it didn't work" impression. When in actuality, you didn't really try it, right? Like, I mean, there's a trainer here in Maine that I know named Mike Foley, who's like this bodybuilder, super fit, good-looking guy. He takes all kinds of people and turns their frames from doughy frames like mine into these Adonises. And I trained with Mike for a little while, believe it or not, like 5 years ago. And I'm shocked I didn't get the bodybuilding results that I wanted. Now, I was willing to do everything he taught me except for eat right and exercise. Other than that, I was willing to do anything. I'm fine with journaling my food. I'm fine with writing down how many tweaks I had, how many Swiss rolls I had, how long I sat in my chair and didn't move. Now, after seeing him for like a year and a half, I didn't have great results, and it's completely my fault, right? Because what I actually wanted was like a fast, cheap version of what he was trying to teach me. So don't look for fast and cheap. Fast and cheap doesn't work. Just like in weight loss, like I think of the thousands of pounds I've lost with various weight loss programs I've done and eventually gained back. Fast and cheap doesn't work, right? And so especially with LinkedIn, these LinkedIn messages, man, just skip it. If you really want to connect with someone, send them a message, directly message them and tell them why you want to connect. I appreciate that. And I go out of my way to get to know those people. But the automated messages, I block them now. I block people who send me those. So just don't bother and just don't waste your time. The fourth thing that I want to discuss about social media marketing and the biggest mistakes I see people making is they think Facebook's the only answer. I can't tell you the amount of companies from all over the world that call my little home office here in Hollis, Maine, just little old me and Precious sleeping on my desk. And they tell me that they know they need to be on Facebook, which is fine if you truly do know that you need to be on Facebook. But for a lot of people, they haven't done any audience research. And so they assume they need to be on Facebook because someone told them they need to be, or that they need to be on TikTok because their kid is, or they need to be on Instagram because they saw it on TV, or they need to be. Look, you need to be where your audience is. And there's a lot of things that determine where your audience is. It could be their age, their gender. It could be what they are interested in. It could be the amount of money they have. It could be what they spend. It could be what they do in their spare time. But whatever it is, you need to be where your audience is, not where some guru tells you you need to be. If you do not know where your audience is, ask them. If you're an established retail company, ask them. Right? Maybe you have an email list. Ask them, hey, what social? We want to communicate with you where you're at. What social networks do you currently use? Ask them. They'll answer. Send out a survey. Ask them. Ask them when they're checking out. But don't just assume you know, because you may not know. And unfortunately, lots of times where our audience is where we're most uncomfortable. Right? Because Facebook's like, oh man, I've been doing Facebook since 1942, so I'm going to go on Facebook because that's like the easiest thing on the planet for me. Great, but is your audience there? Because if it isn't, then you need to think about going someplace else. So don't just assume you know where your audience is, find it. And if you don't know, ask. If you're developing your audience, then figure out that customer avatar, right? Of these are the traits of the people who buy from me. These are the people who support my business. This is where I think they are. And then grow from there. But don't just assume because you heard someone say something that it's where you need to be. The fifth thing that I think is really important that, we all just got to get over, me included, hence me doing a live stream right now and trying to figure out how to use this fancy camera I bought, and whether or not my chicken alarm clock shows up in the background, which I guess it does, but I don't have my camera positioned perfectly over my computer, so I'm like looking at you, which is like in the corner of my office above my sleeping poodle right here, who for the 4 of you who are watching, There's sleeping Precious. Oh, she's waking up. So anyhow, don't mind her pajamas. What am I doing right now? I'm getting uncomfortable in doing video. Why am I doing video? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I had a client who was a YouTube dude, and I saw his check, and I was like, dang, I should have been doing YouTube like 47 million years ago. When I saw he was making $32,000 a month on YouTube, I was like, well, snap. Maybe I ought to take this serious and try to grow a community. In fact, maybe I probably should have taken this serious like 4 million years ago, but I didn't. But guess what? I'm going to start taking it serious now. So here we sit, right? For you, my friend, whoever is watching today, take video serious. It's not going to go away, and it's only going to get more important. And so while video is more difficult to make, hey, buddy, how are you doing? And while video is more difficult to make, it's tougher to edit. It makes you uncomfortable. You sit here like me, and you hear your new Pomeranian puppy barking in the background, like, oh my God, does everybody hear my dog barking? Man, video. You just got to have video content. You just kind of have to, and we just kind of got to get over it, right? Because like everybody's video sucks at the beginning, right? I mean, look at me. Like I'm just getting started on YouTube like 2 months ago, right? And so like I kind of feel like a moron because I got all these followers on all these other social networks, and you go over to my YouTube channel, and it's like sad trombone. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to get it to grow. And so you're going to need video content, whether it's you, the business owner, or the independent social media user, or it's someone else. You're going to need video content because video ads are the most effective ads typically on social media. Video is really super effective on all the social networks, whether you're doing the Instagram Reels or you're doing live streaming, you're trying to do what I'm doing. Whatever it is, video is going to be there. It's not going to go away, and it's only going to become more in your face. And so your option is to kind of be like I've been for the past 10 years of owning my company, which is like, I'm going to give everybody advice to go do video, but I'm going to completely avoid it. And I kind of feel like an idiot, 10 years later, today, September, I don't know, whatever day it is, 23rd, realizing I should have been doing video a million years ago. Or you can just get started and kind of jump in and say, like, boy, I probably should have started doing video a long time ago, but I'm going to start doing it right now. I'm 89 years old. I've owned this business for 4 million years. Me and Moses, when we started my donut company, we said, look, Jesus don't like video, so we're skipping video. But you know what? Now we're gonna pull through. We're gonna do something with video. So quit avoiding video. Just push record. I think of Sean Canal and what he teaches in the video authority course I'm involved with. He says, just push record. Right, just get started. Just do something. Just start doing it, and it gets easier with time. I hope. I don't know. You're gonna keep watching. Maybe I quit, and 2 months from now, you're gonna see me chilling out, walking down the road, complete failure, holding up a sign like, "Dude, give me money. I'm so broke. I tried video. It didn't work." But at least you'll know, hey, Dave tried. Dave tried. He failed. He failed miserably, but Dave tried. Right? Just try. If you're a business owner right now and you're watching and you've been avoiding video, here's your permission. Go try. In fact, click over to my YouTube channel and watch some of my earlier videos. And by earlier, I mean like last week. And you can see that your video doesn't have to be perfect to just get going, right? Part of it is just overcoming this fear of, boy, I should look more professional. I don't have the right equipment. I need to blah, blah, blah. I started all my video stuff with an iPhone. I just recently bought this fancy camera that I don't even know how to use. That's on like a stack of books right now. So it looks up because I don't want you to see my double chin. And I didn't even get to do my hair today because I missed my hair appointment. So I have like wings, like a crazy wingman and like a big afro. The whole deal's going on. And I'm kind of greasy because it's hot and humid today. And I'm a man of larger carriage, so I sweat naturally. But guess what? Here I am on video speaking to, 3 people watching? 2 people? 1 people? No people? Who knows? But I'm doing video because I know I need to be. So those are the 5 things I think you need to be avoiding on social media marketing. We'll go over them again real quick here. Number 1, automating everything. Not a great idea. Just, do your research, vet your sources, ask around, comment on my video, message me, ask me, dude, I'm checking out this tool. Do you think it's any good? Lots of times I've heard through the grapevine whether a tool is good or not. Number 2, looking for fast, cheap, and effective. You can typically have one of those 3, but not all 3 of them all at once. So fast, cheap, and effective in the world of social media, probably not going to be one of those 3 things. Number 3, if I can learn how to count 1, 2, 3, impersonal LinkedIn messages, these automated things. Come on, can we put the kibosh on that? LinkedIn, can you just somehow cancel that ability to send 47,000 messages to people saying, I notice we have mutual connections, why don't we connect? How about we disconnect and you quit LinkedIn and go live in a hole in a van down by the river? It's the first time you've ever seen me alive. I know, and you know, I've been pronouncing right now. I'm addressing Thanacorn, and I'm probably saying her name wrong, but he lives overseas and shares me the most beautiful photos of his garden and his fruits. And his mother sews the most beautiful clothes. And we met on Instagram, and he's a really, really cool guy, and he keeps me updated on what's going on in his part of the world. So I'm so glad you're here and commenting. And hopefully you can understand me that I'm not talking too fast. So, but number 4, boosting posts on Facebook. But not doing it through Ad Manager. And I think I skipped that one, actually, in my original 5. So here we go again, live streaming. One of the hazards of live streaming is I skipped one of my main points. Facebook prompts you to boost posts right there from the news feed. Click this little blue button, and for $10, you can reach 50,000 more people. Yes, you may be able to, but there are 10,000 more people who aren't strategic. So go ahead and go through Ad Manager and do that. You can go through Ad Manager on Facebook and still boost a post, but you can do it in a much more effective way. And it's really like the same process of setting up a Facebook ad. You would just click that you want to click to create a new ad from within Ad Manager, and then you'll be brought to your ad set, which is where you do all your targeting. And then the next portion is the ad, right? And in the ad, where normally you might update your upload your photos and your video and write all this fancy copy to get people to click, instead there'll be a little drop-down menu. And at the top, it's going to say create ad. But if you click that, it'll give you an option to click on use existing post. If you do that, then you can choose an existing post from your Facebook newsfeed, turn that into an ad with the advantage of all that advanced targeting you can do through Ad Manager that typically you cannot do by just clicking boost on a boosted post. So let's avoid that too, right? And the final tip, quit avoiding video. I mean, here I am right now. I can feel myself glowing. I can feel it. I didn't put on any makeup. I feel I'm a little hot, a little sweaty, a little rambly, but I'm doing video. So you can do video, right? We can all do video. We're all just one big happy video family. We just got to start pushing record and get better at it and more consistent at it, because it's not going to ever go away. And if you're like my age, approaching 40, video is like way more intimidating than like the homies at the skate park who are like 15 who can edit better than I can on their iPhone. And you know what? Guess what? We all start somewhere, and here's where I'm starting. So I thank you for tuning in, and from wherever you are in the world. If you have questions about social media marketing, starting your own business, entrepreneurship, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm David A. Pride, and it's a business marketing and finding balance. And you can subscribe. And if you have comments below, please comment. Let me know, and I'll do my best to answer something for you. If it's something very specific, I'll do my own video for you. Why will I do that? Because, hello, that's an easy way to generate content. And it's an easy way for you to generate content too. So if you have comments that are asked of you all the time, and you say, I don't know what to do videos about, guess what? Open up that frequently asked question book and go line by line, boom, boom, boom. There's like your 47 videos for the rest of the year. Pretty easy to do that, right? So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to have an opportunity to kind of bust the door open on my first real live stream that I've been putting off for the better part of 10 years. And we're going to see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.